NBA Straya, how are you going? Hey, Gownie, you right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, where I am, it's Sunday, May 24, almost 4 o'clock. I'm about to go meet a mate at a pub in New York here and go watch Game 4 of Spurs-Thunder, which should be pretty fun. And I don't know. I'll tell you what, these playoffs are getting a bit strange. So what are we going to do? We're going to do just another really quick little hitter. I figured I've got a little bit of time this afternoon before I go out again. It's wet, it's rainy. Figured I'd just do a quick little show again because I haven't done one since I was in LA. Haven't done like the follow-up to Spurs-Thunder Game 3, which was absolutely absurd. That's what we're going to do today. Just a quick little check in those last couple of games, both of which were pretty weird in their own way. So, Jim, what was it like going to San Antonio or going to Game 3? It was really awesome. I'm so happy I did it. Wearing the Gazy jersey was like absolutely unreal. I think I mentioned this just before I left. Actually, I don't know if I did. I didn't realize that I had a Gazy 10 Spurs jersey. And I was like, before we left, I was like, oh man, I should have had, enough time just to go get one somewhere. And then I'm looking behind me at the wall of jerseys in the studio. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've got a Gazy Spurs 10 jersey and I'm an idiot. So I didn't bring the Patty Mills one that I have there. But I did grab the Gazy 10, wore that, got noticed a couple of times, which is pretty fun. But it is weird because I guess the Spurs 10 jersey is also Dennis Rodman and Jeremy Sohan. So you actually saw a couple of them floating around. But yeah, a couple of people stopped me. It was like, Gaze? Who is Gaze? I'm like, oh, you're Spurs fans. You should know an integral part of your 1999 championship season. What are you doing? So yeah, that was pretty fun. But I'll tell you what, there's, I think, was it IMB? He basically mentioned something about this, the Spurs and like their fans being one of the drunkest crowds in all of the NBA. I can absolutely personally attest that I think I'd say they're the drunkest fans I've been around in the NBA. And I think I've been to games in 8 cities? 8, 9? I think San Antonio might have made it 9. Yeah. And so that's like the drunkest crowd I've seen. It was absolutely an insane atmosphere. Like, an hour before tip, there's like a concert outside. There's people chanting, "Go Spurs, go." You've got the sort of soccer style crowd chanting section that were absolutely on their feet the entire time. The 15-0 run to start the game. Everybody's absolutely off their head. Everybody was in their seat early as well, wearing the shirts that we got because this was the Fiesta colors and everything, which was awesome. And the Spurs still led after that first quarter. But the problem was the Thunder had come all the way back. So 15-0 down. It ends up being, a 30-point turnaround? Because I think the Thunder end up winning it 15 points. And it was not great. The Spurs, I'll tell you what, you're sort of watching this in person and there's like two things that stood out. Number one, the flopping from OKC is just next level insane. Like it really is. I think someone commented on Twitter as like, "Oh, Jim, you're just buying into the narrative." I'm like, I was there. My eyeballs aren't buying into a narrative, you idiot. Anyway, the SGA stuff, like watching that crowd get absolutely incensed with the flopping was pretty funny. The people near me were absolutely going off their head about it. And I'm kind of like, I'm a pretty chill dude. And you're just sort of watching it and you're like, this is just, how do the refs keep falling for this? And the big problem was the third quarter took forever. It was an absolute gross slog. The Spurs couldn't really score that well in the second quarter, and that's when OKC sort of took over the game. Everyone's like a little bit nervous. It was like a 7-point game or whatever it was at halftime. And this was really, so much of it came down to the other dudes on the Thunder just hitting a million shots. They hit 17 threes, the Thunder, whereas the poor Spurs, like, if it wasn't Vassell, it didn't feel like anybody was going to hit a three. And they end up shooting 32% from downtown. And Wemby had, 26, 4 and 3 with like a couple of blocks. and was a +4 in his 39 minutes, but they got slaughtered every time basically he went out. Cornette is just unplayable. And I mean, this is what happens, I guess, when you're like penning letters about strip clubs and not concentrating on getting rebounds. He played 13 minutes and they were a -18. And you don't want to put it all on Cornette because mostly it's like the 3-point shooting just stinking. Like Castle went absolute full spud of the night. 1 of 8 from the floor? But he still had 14 points because he got to the line. He got to the line some more. But they still missed a few free throws. The 3-point shooting, I don't know. Champagne is very good. I would like to see a game where he hits all the threes that he takes because it doesn't feel like he's going that great. Fox returned. He had a bunch of turnovers. Not quite, obviously, coming back from an injury. Doesn't look 100%. Harper didn't look 100% either. And sort of between the two of them, I think they end up shooting like 9 of 21. It's just not great. And I think overall, like it was just the lack of sort of shot making on the Spurs that really, really hurt them. Like Keldon Johnson have 5 points on 5 shots. You had Castle with the 1 of 8. You had Champagne go 2 of 8 from 3. You had Devin Vassell, who was really good. He had the 20 and 7. But yeah, the lack of sort of punch off the bench with Keldon Johnson and Dylan Harper struggling really sank them because the Thunder, the story for them is like the built-in redundancies work. Like McCain, a bloke who, I don't know, I feel like the Sixers, they did sell high on him, remember? Remember how they, a bloke who was the second leading scorer in Game 3 of Western Conference Finals. You sold high on him, Sixers, so you should feel good about that, right? Right? 24 points. He was awesome. Every shot he took, you're like, this is looking butter. His attack, his jump shooting, he was awesome. So 24 points for McCain in 27 minutes. 18 for Jalen Williams because he kept nailing threes. More like Jalen nailing threes Williams. 5 or 6 from deep from him. AJ Mitchell got hurt. He goes off. Dort wasn't doing too much apart from jumping into Fox's ankle. Dog act. FYI. Cason Wallace was really good. Defensively, he was absolutely everywhere. And SGA flopped his way to 12 free throws, 12 assists, 26 points. Was awesome. Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, they were kind of putting the hurt on Wemby a bit as well, but I don't know. It's just all that shot making. Caruso getting booed every time he touched the ball was pretty funny. But yeah, the bench basically hitting 12 threes between them, which is essentially what the Thunder made all up. I think the Thunder had 13, but that one of those was like a Kelly Olynyk one right at the end. So yeah, Thunder just kept making buckets, and the Spurs defense couldn't quite keep up, and then the Spurs offense just couldn't generate sort of enough weird, funny junk buckets here and there, and then get those threes to drop when they needed them to. And by the time the refs sort of took over in that third quarter, it just made it really hard for them to crawl back. So yeah, bit of a disappointment, I'll tell you. But that crowd, that Spurs crowd, I 100% believe they're going to win Game 4 because that crowd's going to go off its head. And I reckon you'll sort of see the refs swing it back towards San Antonio a little bit. Big Wemby game. And I think seeing Wemby for the first time in person was really cool. The 26, 4, and 3 with a couple of blocks. Jim, that's pretty good. It was kind of strange because he didn't really command the game, if that makes sense. There was a couple of little flashes and you're like, just keep doing that. And he didn't. It was a bit strange, but still, watching him in person is just an out-of-body experience because he's just so freakishly, weirdly, configured, if that makes sense. It was absolutely off its head. He's just a strange-looking dude. So the Thunder, retake home court advantage, go up 2-1. Game 4 of that one is tonight. And yeah, I'll take the Spurs, FYI, because I think you get a big Wemby game. They're 2.5-point favorites, actually, the Spurs. I think I'll take that. But yeah, that's a really, really fun game. And then last night with the Knicks, look, they're basically in the finals now. Up 3-0. No team's ever blown a 3-0 lead in the NBA playoffs. So the Knicks certainly couldn't be the first, could they? Could they? Surely not, Jim. Surely not. I was absolutely trolling all my Knicks mates with that last night. So anyway, I love, half the reason I came over on this trip was obviously to see the, hoping that the Knicks would make the Eastern Conference Finals because even if they're not playing in town, like everywhere is absolutely buzzing and flipping out about them. And as I said, I think on the little, what was it, social post I put up about that game last night, like that was just like a neighborhood bar in Brooklyn that was absolutely packed. And we're standing the entire game. There's chants going on. It was absolutely off its head. So they win game 3 in Cleveland. Cleveland, 121-108. Brunson was awesome, 30-6. But I think the biggest thing that stood out for me was like the sheer egalitarian nature of the Knicks when they're absolutely on song. Everybody was making big buckets. Everybody was putting pressure on the Cavs. There's like talk about inbuilt redundancy. It's like if somebody wasn't going, somebody else would get going. They shot 56% from the floor as a team. You had 30 for Brunson, 22 for Bridges, 13 and 8 and 7 for Karl Anthony Towns. They unlocked him as a playmaker as well at the top of the key. He looked incredible. 21, 7 and 4 for OG. Josh Hart had 12, 5 and 4 and 4. That's 4 steals and 4 turnovers. And Sham, wow. Landry Shamet. Imagine being Tibbs last year and going, no, I can't play Shamet. I can't play Deuce. It's like, dude, they were both awesome. ShamWow hit 4 threes and had 14 points. So, yeah, they absolutely caned Cleveland. The Cavs got 23 out of Donnie Mitchell, but never really looked like it was on song. He shot 9 of 21. Still looks very limited by that injury. Big game James. James Harden had another sterling playoff performance, didn't he? Geez, Jim, did he have more field goals than turnovers? He actually did. He had 8 made field goals. He had 6 turnovers, though. Jesus. 5 turnovers for Mitchell, 5 turnovers for Mobley. He was pretty good. He had 24 and 6, did Mobley. But he went 1 of 6 from downtown. He hit an early 3, and that was like, uh-oh. You got 17 and 7 for Jared Allen as well. Maxi Strus, stupid sexy Strus, hit 4 threes, 2 for Sam Merrill, but they just couldn't keep up. Like, they shot 29% from downtown to Cleveland. 2 of 13 between Mobley and Harden. Just brutal. 3 of 10 for Mitchell as well. So, yeah, a bit of a tough one. But anyway, look, you get that on the big jobs. Knicks go up 3-0. It's pretty funny. This place is absolutely flipping out now, and there's obviously no way that the Knicks don't make the finals. That's just how this one goes. They're in there. Book it. Lock it in, Eddie. You don't need to phone a friend, mate. The Knicks are already in the finals. First time since 1999. But yeah, they looked incredible. Like watching that game, the ball, like it's their longest winning streak post-season or regular season since 2013. This one they're on right now. It's just incredible. So yeah, the Knicks fans are up and about, as you can imagine. There's Knicks gear everywhere on the streets of New York City again. And I was telling my mate last night, I'm staying at the bar with him. It's like, I think the Knicks made the playoffs maybe twice when we lived here. And so we lived here for 6 years. And I think we copped a couple of maybe mellow. Yeah, I reckon it was a couple of mellow series. Let's have a look. Nope, there was one. One series when we lived here. That's crazy. So yeah, it was bereft at the time of us living here. So this is really cool to experience again in person. And I kind of wish I was here for the finals, which the Knicks are obviously inevitably going to make. Because there's absolutely no way they lose the series from being up 3-0. Isn't that right, Jim? Yes. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave it at that because I've got to get out of here and go skedaddle, get the NBA coffee run from the streets in New York up as well. And then go meet my mate over at the same bar that we watched the game 1 of the 2018 finals, which is famously the, the J.R. Smith LeBron game. And yeah, it was also the same night where the cast of Scrubs were in that same bar. So I think I'm now in Scrubs, sitting there with JD and Turk. So we're going to go do that again. So that's going to be really fun. All right, so that's it from me. Look, I'll probably do another show in a couple of games' time after the Knicks inevitably sweep the Cavs or whatever. But yeah, so we're going to take the Spurs -2.5 tonight. That's going to be fun as. Can't wait to watch this game. These games have been awesome. Like the air went out of the arena there in San Antonio in that fourth quarter when it sort of just, you could sort of see the lack of will because they're like, oh man, we just can't keep up. Our shot making just isn't quite at the same level of this like incredible OKC team that has like McCain coming in and just nailing it, and then Caruso doing all these little bits and bobs, and Jalen Williams causing all sorts of havoc, and the Spurs just didn't get that. And the poor Spurs fans are just like, this sucks. we're so up and about. We're all so drunk. And then it was chaos trying to get back into the city because, it's like 10 minutes out of the city. So, yeah, you can imagine it's basically this one massive parking lot with an arena in the middle of it. And getting in and out is just a nightmare. So, good job, everybody there. It's the the great American mindset. Anyway, look, hopefully that goes to Game 6. It'd be nice if Cleveland can force a Game 6 because then I'd go to Cleveland for Game 6. But yeah, as it stands, I might even just try to go to another Spurs game if they can force Game 6 as well. We'll see how we go. So I'll keep you updated on that. All right, so that'll do it from me. Obviously, make sure that you follow us on the socials. I'll keep doing the NBA coffee runs and stuff. I'm not drinking at 3 p.m. today, so just trying to take it easy today. Until we speak to you again in a couple of days, this NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, hug your mates, and later, hosen.